right, guys. Shakur Stevenson. Look, I'm not going to talk about all the opportunists out there. Okay, I'm just not. But what I'm going to talk about is, first of all, let me give a shout out to Hatman Strikes Back. He's the reason we're all talking about this right now, right? So I want to give him a shout out. Look, I listened to Hatman Strikes Back. I listened to his video. I agree with most of it, for the most part. My only thing is this. I just think he's reading a little too much into this specific situation. This is a young kid. He's a teenager, right? An amateur teenager. And he's, he probably worked very hard for this gold medal. He didn't achieve it. It was really close. And he got emotional, right? Okay, that's what happened. Okay, and he started to cry, right? So that's just that's what happened. We can have a discussion all day about how we feel about it, but honestly, I'm just being real honest here. I just think there's too much reading into it, right? I think he's going to be okay. I think he'll be all right. I don't think it's going to have an effect on his career. I don't think this defines him as a person. I think he'll be okay, right? If he had seen a butterfly land on a flower and started crying, then okay, I would be right with you, right? But we got to put perspective into all this, all right? That's it, okay? That's all this is. Now, also, the word emotional. Look, I completely understand. I listened to 78's video. I agree. The word emotional has been feminized, right? It's been looked at as weak. Okay, that's how the word emotional has been framed, all right? But we have to put things in context, because I'll admit it 100%, right? Without playing semantics and wordplay, when I say emotion, it just comes out. That's what I mean. I mean a crybaby. Okay, always being emotional. I mean oversensitive. That's exactly the way I use the word, right? So it's not that I don't know. I know that what emotion really is, and I know it. It just depends on the context in which we're using it. But what we really mean is sentimental, right? Guys like Jim Lampley, all right, who are overly emotional. Just like I said, that's how I use the word. Guys like that, I can't stand. Okay? I cannot stand Jim Lampley. Right? Now, a lot of idiots out here. I already know it. Okay, they're gonna start saying things like, "Oh, double standards!" Like what? Okay, like, "Oh, you're showing projection!" Like look, right? You know what's funny? Individuals that never use like terms like projection, right, and terms like double standard, right, and now they start suddenly using the words, right, to flip the script. However, they're using it wrong, right? That shit is hilarious. Like, you're using it wrong. You're not even using it correctly, right? But anyway, moving on. I should have copyrighted my. I shouldn't have copyright for my laugh. That's an inside joke. All right. Shout out to Joe Habib. If you think I'm showing a double standard because I'm saying I can't stand Jim Lampley, but I'm saying I'm not reading too much into Shakur Stevenson crying, then you're an idiot. Okay, that's just what it is. Like, if you honestly believe, oh, that's a double standard, there's no hope for you, right? But anyway, Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley cries about almost anything. Okay, Jim Lampley cried because George Foreman predicted he was going to knock out Moore. He was going to set him up with a shot and punch him and knock him out. And because it happened, Lampley said, "Wow," and started to cry. I mean, that's stupid. Okay, I'm sorry. Right? I mean, come on. George said he was going to set him up. And he did. Wow. Let's shut up. All right, get the fuck out of here. Okay, well, what? He started to cry. Jim Lampley started to cry, okay, because, all right, Jim Lampley started to cry when he was talking about Fernando Vargas and where he came from, because he came from a poor family, and he started to cry. Like if he never heard of a poor family, of a fighter coming from a poa family, like if he's never heard about that or some shit. This kid, coming from a poor family. Like, shut up, man. And then you got all these people defending him. Oh, he's so passionate about the sport. Like, what? What? He's crying over dumb shit. Like, he's like bawling over it. All right? He cries about everything. Everything. All right? When Vargas was just defeated by Mosley, I think he fucking cried. There's no doubt that he gave it his all. And then, when he's talking about Gotti Ward, he starts to fucking cry. And, okay, like, what's wrong with just being excited? Like, just be happy and say, oh, hell yeah, I fucking love that fight. Well, why not just do that? Like, why do you have to cry? Why do you have to, why the fuck does he have to cry about everything? Okay, he started to cry about his friend in the truck that just retired. Like, we don't care, dude. Like, it's just, I'm sorry. And that makes me sound like a fucking asshole. I don't care about the dude at HBO that worked at the truck. Right? Oh, he gave 20 years of dedication. Like, shut up. The fuck out of here. All right? I'm surprised Roy Jones didn't, like, tell him something all this year. Like, laugh me. Stop crying. Like, it's just, the dude, man. He just cries about everything. Like, the shit he's cried about. Like, you got to be shitting me, all right? When certain fighters, he starts talking about them, man, he starts crying. Right after the last, Pacquiao Bradley fight, he started crying about the one last hurrah, like, oh, Pacquiao, he gave us one good fight, one last fight. Like, shut up, all right? Like, he just cries, man. They interview him and he starts to cry. He does the interview and he starts to cry. It doesn't matter. Like, he just starts to cry. Like, I think he likes to cry. I think he gets off on it or some shit. Right? Like, it's like weird. I'm sorry. I can't stand dudes like that. Right? I just can't. I can't stand it. All right? I just can't. I'm sorry. Okay, get the fuck away from me. All right? I don't want to, like, I'm sorry. All right? All those like background stories that they do on sports athletes, like in the Olympics and whatever, all that is to target women. Right? The men are already watching the sport, right? They're trying to get women to get into it, to get them all like, oh, what a beautiful story. Like, that's like Jim Lavely, like, damn, man. All right? Like, fuck, that guy cries about everything. Like, I still remember, too, like, I go back to the example of the dude in the HBO truck that retired. So he started crying live on air. Right? Like, what the fuck, man? That's stupid. Look. Because, what's funny is that, like, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. All right? Get the fuck away from me, man. Turn off that TV. All right? It's just the over-emotion. And then his friend in the truck started crying, too. Like, he took off his glasses and wiped off his tears. Like, oh, my God. That's stupid, man. Come on. I mean, come on. The friend in the truck. Like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, man. I'm sure he's a great guy. Lampley, all you have